for the last 50 years? What's the one piece of advice every single person has heard for building strong bones? Take calcium. We see it fortified in our milk and orange juice, and millions of seniors diligently swallow a calcium supplement every single day, believing they're protecting themselves from fractures and osteoporosis. But what if that advice was dangerously incomplete? What if I told you that without a specific partner, that calcium isn't ending up in your bones at all? In fact, it could be ending up in the one place you absolutely don't want it: your arteries. This is one of the most critical and misunderstood topics in senior health today. Think of calcium as a package being delivered to your house. The supplement is the package. But there's a vital piece of information missing from the shipping label: the address. Without the right address, the package can't get to its destination. In this video, I'm going to reveal the specific, often overlooked vitamin that acts as the GPS for calcium, directing it into your bone tissue where it belongs. I'll explain how this nutrient is the real key to not only building profound bone density, but also fighting the devastating muscle loss of sarcopenia, even into your 90s. This is the information that turns a well-intentioned habit into a truly life-changing strategy. Now, the idea of taking calcium for bone health isn't wrong. On the surface, it makes perfect sense. Our bones are about 99% calcium. So, if your bones are becoming weak, the logical step is to add more of the raw material, right? This is the simple logic that has driven the supplement industry for half a century. But this logic overlooks two fundamental life-or-death questions. First, is that calcium actually getting into your body? And second, if it is, does it know where to go? Let's tackle the first question. Most of us have now heard about the importance of vitamin D. You can think of vitamin D as the gatekeeper for calcium. It stands at the wall of your intestines and decides whether to let calcium pass from your food and supplements into your bloodstream. Without enough of the vitamin D key, the gate remains mostly locked. You can swallow all the calcium you want, but a huge portion of it will never even enter your system. This is why many calcium pills now include a small amount of vitamin D. It's a step in the right direction, but it only solves the first, most basic part of the problem. And this leads us to the second, far more critical issue that is almost always ignored. Getting calcium into your blood is only half the battle. Now you have a bloodstream full of this powerful mineral, but it has no instructions. It's like having a fleet of delivery trucks loaded with valuable cargo, but none of them have a GPS or a destination address. So, where do they go? This is where we encounter the calcium paradox. This is a term researchers use to describe the terrifying phenomenon where an individual's bones can be porous, weak, and starving for calcium, while at the same time their arteries and soft tissues are becoming hardened and calcified by an excess of it. That lost calcium doesn't just vanish. It deposits itself where it doesn't belong. It hardens your arteries, contributing to high blood pressure and heart disease. It settles in your joints, contributing to stiffness and pain. It can even deposit in your kidneys, leading to kidney stones. You are diligently taking a supplement to strengthen your bones, but you could be inadvertently weakening your cardiovascular system. And how does this connect to sarcopenia and muscle loss? The link is direct and devastating. When your bones are weak and your joints are stiff and sore from misplaced calcium deposits, what's the first thing to go? Movement. You avoid taking the stairs. You stop going for long walks. And this inactivity is like pouring gasoline on the fire of sarcopenia. Your muscles are starving for the stimulation of exercise, but your skeletal system, the very system you were trying to help, is now preventing you from doing it. The flawed calcium strategy doesn't just fail your bones. It creates a dangerous cascade that can accelerate both heart disease and muscle loss. So, if calcium alone is a delivery truck without a GPS, how do we give it the instructions it so desperately needs? The answer lies in a remarkable fat-soluble vitamin that, until recently, has been almost completely ignored by mainstream medicine. Vitamin K2. Not to be confused with vitamin K1 found in leafy greens, vitamin K2 has a very specific and powerful job. It acts as the body's master traffic cop for calcium. Here's how it works. Vitamin K2 activates two crucial proteins in your body. First, it activates a protein called osteocalcin. The job of osteocalcin is to act like a magnet, pulling calcium out of the bloodstream and binding it directly onto your bone matrix. Without K2 to switch it on, osteocalcin remains dormant, and all that valuable calcium just floats right past your bones. Second, and this is the life-saving part, vitamin K2 activates another protein called matrix GLA protein, MGP. The job of MGP is to be a calcium street sweeper. It actively patrols your arteries and soft tissues, finding any misplaced calcium deposits and removing them. This is the beautiful, elegant solution to the calcium paradox. Vitamin K2 doesn't just tell the calcium where to go, into the bones. It also actively cleans up any calcium that has ended up in the wrong place, the arteries. It's the missing link that makes calcium safe and effective. But the story doesn't end there. For this system to work perfectly, the traffic cop needs a general manager to make sure all the workers are doing their jobs properly. That manager is magnesium. Magnesium is the unsung hero of this entire process. It's involved in over 300 biochemical reactions, including helping your body convert vitamin D into its active form so it can open the gate for calcium in the first place. It also works directly with calcium to regulate muscle function. Calcium helps muscles contract, and magnesium helps them relax. So, the real secret to profound bone and muscle health after 65 isn't a single pill. It's a powerful trio, a Bone Health Trinity. Vitamin D3 to get the calcium into the body. Vitamin K2 to direct that calcium into the bones and out of the arteries. Magnesium to manage the entire process and support muscle function. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 91-year-old from Wisconsin. She had been taking high-dose calcium for 2 decades, but was still diagnosed with severe osteoporosis and lived in constant fear of a fall. Her doctor finally added a high-quality D3, K2, and magnesium supplement to her regimen. 6 months later, for the first time in 10 years, her bone density scan showed a measurable improvement. But more importantly, the chronic stiffness in her joints eased up. She regained the confidence to walk in her garden every single day. She didn't just stop the decline, she started to rebuild. The practical blueprint. Step 1. Get it from food, if you can. Vitamin K2. The richest source is a Japanese fermented food called natto. If that's not for you, you can find it in smaller amounts in hard cheeses, like Gouda and Brie, egg yolks, and grass-fed butter. Magnesium. Leafy greens, spinach, Swiss chard, nuts, and especially pumpkin seeds are fantastic sources. Vitamin D. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, and sun exposure are the best natural sources. Step 2. Smart supplementation, the most direct path. For most seniors, getting therapeutic doses from food alone is difficult. When looking for a supplement, here is exactly what to look for on the label. Vitamin D as D3. This is the more bioavailable form. A common dose is 2,000–5,000 IU, but check with your doctor. Vitamin K2 as MK7. This is the longest-lasting, most effective form of K2. Look for at least 100–200 micrograms, mcg. A good form of magnesium, like magnesium glycinate or citrate, which are easily absorbed. Avoid magnesium oxide. A typical dose is 200–400 mg. Many high-quality supplements now combine all three of these into one convenient pill. Now, with this new knowledge, many people will rush out to buy the first bone health supplement they see. But there is a critical mistake you must avoid, one that could make your efforts completely useless. You must look at the supplement facts panel and ensure you are getting the right forms of these nutrients. Many cheap mass-market multivitamins or calcium pills will try to cut corners. They might use vitamin K1 instead of K2 because it's cheaper. They might use magnesium oxide, which is poorly absorbed, instead of magnesium glycinate or citrate. And they may provide a dose of vitamin D that is far too low to be effective. Don't be fooled by a fancy label. You are now armed with the knowledge to look for the effective trinity: vitamin D3, vitamin K2, specifically as MK7, and a high-quality form of magnesium. Investing in a quality supplement that contains the correct forms is the difference between wasting your money and truly investing in your future. So, the fundamental lesson today is this: stop thinking about just adding more calcium. Start thinking about making the calcium you get smarter and more effective. By focusing on the powerful synergy of the Bone Health Trinity, you are not just building stronger bones. You are protecting your heart, soothing your joints, and creating the foundational strength that allows you to fight sarcopenia and stay active and independent for years to come. Your body has a remarkable ability to heal and rebuild, no matter your age. You just need to give it the right instructions. I'm genuinely curious to hear from you. Was the role of vitamin K2 in directing calcium new information for you? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this video has empowered you, please hit that subscribe button. Next week, we're going to discuss the surprising link between chronic dehydration and memory problems in seniors. It's a topic you won't want to miss. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.